Let's talk about the 5 best hip mobility movements that you can do every single day that will give you mobile, flexible, free hips. You see, it's not always about, in fact, it should not be about just going and exercising, practicing yoga, practicing Pilates. You need to have your own routine, your own circuit of movements. I have a hair on my arm. You need to have your own circuit of movements that you can practice throughout the day. That is what's keeping you from having your mobile hips. It's that you're relying on the Pilates class and the yoga class, but you're not doing daily movements multiple times a day. It takes like 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Just do it while you're waiting for the kettle to boil, toast to pop, whatever it is, brushing your teeth, do some of these movements, and there we go. Let's get right into it. So the first one is bridge lifts. So the reason that these are so effective, which is this, you come to lie on your back, just make sure you can graze your heels with your fingertips, take a deep breath in, exhale, lift, and then down. And the reason that these are so effective is they're an amazing warm-up for your hips. They're a great way to get blood flow going to all of the surrounding muscles because you're activating the quads, you're activating the glutes. You're also sending a little bit of a hello to your low back. And then you can also incorporate other ways. So you can round, untuck, tuck, lift up. You can send one hip down, up, one hip down, up. So you can really do a lot of things. You can lift one leg, down and up. So there's just so many things that you can do and really, really, really just isolate movement in this area. And that's amazing to get you ready to move your hips some more. The next one is going to be on all fours. So rock up if you're doing it with me, and you come to all fours. Knee circles is the next one. So bring your legs out hip width distance, hands nice and secure underneath your shoulders, deep breath in. Exhale, hug your knee into your chest. Can you lift your knee out to the side as high as you can? Send it back and then bring it down. Hug into your chest, send out, around, and back down. So what this is doing is lubricating now the joint. So we've warmed it up, we're going to lubricate it, and then you can get into stretching and mobility work. Crucial. So this is the mobility work, but you have to warm up and lubricate. Very important. So I have the little acronym, which is the strengthen, lengthen, and lubricate. So strengthening is very, very important. And then we also want to stretch, but we also want to lubricate. So just remember those 3 things when it comes to your or any joint, but your hips, make sure that you're lubricating. So make as big circles as you can. If you're feeling a little sensitive, you can make them small. They don't have to be large, but it's just nice to really practice and activate surrounding muscles when you're lubricating, but totally up to you. We can go straight into the next one, which is a low lunge to half split. Now, you can feel free to hold on to something. You don't need a balance, but remember that balancing is also a mobility practice. When you are balancing, you're activating certain muscles and muscle groups, and you're also creating connections from your brain to your body, teaching your body how to move through space properly. And that is actually one of the really important things in mobility that people don't think about, is that it is essentially your ability to move through space. So when your balance is bad, how can your mobility be good? So that's the one caveat to holding on to something, but when you're starting, totally fine. Okay, now don't go and do something like this. We want to lengthen the surrounding muscles, and that is not the way to do it. It's just a way to flex in a yoga class that stretches different places. It's really funny because going to yoga classes, a lot of people do this, which they believe makes them appear more flexible, but no. Because I guarantee if you bring them back up, square their hips, tuck in the tailbone, then send your hips forward, they're going to be stuck there. So that's what you need to do. Create a nice long line from your knee all the way up to your head. Tuck in your tailbone and send it forward. I really feel it today. I've been running, training for a marathon, and I am very tight. So you inhale here. Exhale, come forward. Inhale, push back. Half split. Now, again, we're not trying to fold. We are sending the tailbone back and balancing. Nice straight spine, nice lengthened neck. Come back into that that low lunge, and then in the half split. So moving here through space, creating length in those surrounding muscles, crucial for hip mobility. Now here comes the really hard part, which is the strengthen. Tuck your back toe, inhale. As you exhale, lift all the way up, straight legs. Inhale, come back down. So this is the fourth movement, and then lift, down, and lift. So a lot going on in the quads. You can really, really feel them on fire when you're doing this, but just practicing this is an amazing way to strengthen those surrounding muscles. Okay, the last movement, obviously do the other side, make sure you're doing both sides. The last movement is going to be some wide-legged side lunges. Okay, so this essentially is the baby Cossack squat, which is when you come all the way down and switch. So we're doing the baby movements of that. So you're standing with a wide stance, you bend into your right knee, you lift up, you bend into your left, lift up, bend, and lift. So here what you're focusing on is your form. Nice straight spine, nice square hips, knees pushing back. Don't let them go in. Push them back and out and lift. Once you feel comfortable there, you can start to lean forward and practice that skandasana. Utilize your hands on the floor, and eventually this will be that best movement for hip mobility, which is coming from side to side. And that right there is the 5 best movements for hip mobility. Let me know what you think. Can you practice these on a daily basis? I recommend 10 reps. Obviously, if you're doing kind of a double leg thing, just do 10 reps and then 3 sets a day. So it doesn't have to be one after the other, but throughout the day. All right, I will see you in the next one.